Hellendoorn, of course. What a lot of people don't know about the park is that it was actually a highway restaurant at first. It's called the 11th Provincie, which is in English the 11th province. Because the Netherlands, before Flevoland and Walibi Holland, it was all sea, of course. So now we have 12 provinces in the Netherlands, but we had 11. And this whole section you see here is actually the old restaurant of the highway, and the highway actually went from here to there. So this was actually a road in the old days. The former owners, the family of Van den Berg, bought the park and the ground, and actually because of this restaurant, because that's a money maker. That's why we are so glad that this restaurant is in the middle of the park. It's very useful for school trips and a lot of people. So actually you can't see it anymore nowadays, but there used to be no vegetation here, so you can watch all the way to Hellendoorn underneath the mountain. Sorry German people, we have the mountains as well. This is our mountain. Very small. So we are actually doing a lot of work today in the park. We have we call TLC projects, Tender Loving Care, and we needed it in the park. So actually the shop behind me, you can actually see it from the backstage area. It was not good. It was very old, and we have actually invested a lot of money in new paint, which is paint we can stay there for the next 10 years. But also the merchandise itself is now coordinated by the Looping Group. Our owners are the Looping Group, and now it's coordinated from the group as well. So we have better merchandise for better prices. So that's actually for everybody a good deal. So this is one of the projects we are working on currently, and during this season the shop will get a little makeover with new items, but also the front of the shop where you just entered has just small touches to make it better, but we have some plans to improve that area as well. It's very big and we need it for all the school trips, of course. So let's walk to the first backstage area. So I'm the marketing manager of the park, so for me everything is marketing, is very interesting. I hope for you as well. But one thing we improved, and I already told Right Review about it, you were the first one, but now everybody knows, sorry, is we actually have made themed areas in this park. We didn't used to have that. We have some small areas, but we need to improve the rides, we need to improve the theme in the park, the adventure theme. So we actually started here in this square. And actually it's a preview of what we're going to do the next upcoming years. So here you can see it's not finished yet. Our new narrow casting system to make sure that we don't use posters anymore, we don't use lamination stuff. We're just going to do it digital, which actually at Ridderstrijd we have the first digital signage there as well. It was installed 2 days ago. So we're gonna install that, I hope, next year in all the big rides as well. But you can see the theme is totally different than we used to be. So we don't use all the candy colors, as Right Review already told me today. But we're gonna make it better for maintenance and also better for the themes in the park. So we have new themed areas. And it's not finished yet, but it's a preview. We have, of course, we already had the pirate area, which is in Dutch now the Piratenbaai. Droomesland, it's our child area, we had that as well. Drakenburg is the new name of the ride where Ridderstrijd is and Balagos. Baba's Base Camp, so this is going to be a more base camp feeling. Adventure Jungle, Discovery Zone, which is one of the areas we really need to improve in the park. We really know that, and we have some plans for that as well. I can't share any more details about that yet. Most common questions to me is, where are all the old rides, like the Montezuma Revenge, but also the jumping fountains? And I was like, I work 8 months now in this park, and I walked through here and I say, why are the jumping fountains not on? Yeah, we don't know how to fix it. We have so many contacts in the IAPA and everywhere, so there are some companies who can make those. So yes, it's on our list as well to have the jumping fountains back in the park. But it's one of the projects that I don't know if it's this season, but we're gonna work on it. Very important for the kids as well, of course. Before anyone any questions about the Montezuma Revenge, I can't share any details about that yet. But we have some idea. Wat zie je bij Remy Afritu? Who knows the... Hoe zeg je dat in het Engels? De overeenkomst? Overeenkomst in het Engels?
Agreement.
the similarity. Thanks. Who knows the similarity between Disney World and Hellendoorn? No, no. Actually, Zamperla used to, when it was not that big, used to have working space here in the park as well. So Zamperla actually made, and we're gonna walk through that section later on in the tour. It's a 3-hour tour, so very big park. No. But Zamperla actually has made some of their rides here in the park, and we're gonna show you some of the stickers we can share. Well, because every park has put their sticker here backstage. And we have stickers from Cypress Gardens, we have from Fort Fun, Disney World, Disneyland Paris. They actually all did their maintenance here, used to be. Not anymore, because Zamperla is way more bigger than our company, of course, and has way better backstage facilities for all their rides. But they used to do it here also. So we have a few different working spaces in the park. This is our technical department. And actually you can see here one of the trains of Ridderstrijd. We have 8 cars, but we can run at 6 because that's what we need in the park as a capacity-wise. Of course, during Halloween and the big summer days, maybe we need more, but for that few days, it's not really necessary to put that. You know, it's like a cost thing. But we have like 2 more there. You actually saw this morning, we have like a little problem with car 4. We're gonna change that car with this one. And actually this is where we're installing all the electrics and actually the whole cover, we're gonna see that at the other part of the park. And we hope to put this one in the track before the summer. But actually we do it all in-house, as all, I think, big companies. So we have some spare parts. You see this white thing, that's the anti-rollback. We have the roller coaster wheels. And now it's actually we have some new computer. So actually one of the things, and that's very funny because I never know what's here, because I'm not walking every day here. One of the problems I had in the park is like we need to raise the quality of the park a lot more. And I think we can do that with very small things. And one of the things I really didn't like in the park is the park music. We have a lot of broken systems that used to have MP3 players with the old pen light things still going on. We need to get rid of them, and so I have contact with a new company, which is also the company who make the music for a very popular YouTube theme park science. No, that's a joke, but they make it actually. But and I asked them, can you also help us with the park music? So these are the new things that we're gonna install here in the pirate area, because there's no music still today, and we're gonna fix that in 1 or 2 weeks, and we're gonna fix that from the cloud. Which is here, like, wait a minute, you can do things by internet? Yes, we can. So we're gonna modernize it, a lot of things, but you need to have good internet for it, and all the internet lines were made last week. So new servers, all the computers, we're gonna renovate them, and then we can renovate the rest of the park. So these are 2 new sets, and we're gonna install it in many more rides. One of the rides we're gonna walk backstage today is Sungai Kalimantan. What's very funny there, the staff used to, put the music by themselves on, and sometimes they didn't switch it on. Now it's all switched on automatically when the water level is high enough. So it goes on like, okay, the computer knows the water level is good, then the music will turn on, so the operators know, hey, we can run the ride. And we're gonna install that as well with a big renovation project coming on in the next few years on the Lakvloem in the park, because that's a very old Lakvloem, the first one in, I think, the Benelux, which was a huge investment as that well, but we're gonna renovate that ride, and we try to run more boats for the summer as well. And now this is what it is. So there's a big project coming on, and that's only technical part, and it has like a cost of 300,000 euros to have that running for the next 2-3 years. So we're gonna walk by here. Please, no pictures there because it's a mess. So one thing we do quite well in the park is Halloween, I think. So the system we're gonna use now is also made for Halloween. So we can do from the main office, I can just pull the switch and the whole park will be Halloween. So it's for every normal theme park that is used to be the standard right now, here we're gonna make it the standard. One of the projects we do as well in the park is remove all the old signing. This is all brand new drawings in the park. to make it also a little bit better. And one of the big projects behind me is Piratenhaak ride with the wave stringer. This is all removed last year, and from the last nut and bolt it's all refreshed, which it was a huge investment, but it's a very popular ride in our park. But it's all painted very fresh, very new. So we're gonna do that in every single ride. So I'm not gonna walk the whole park, but there is our one of the popular rides actually in the park is still the Lakvloem, then the Rioolrad, and we think it's gonna be Ridderstrijd as a third. But people just love the good Lakvloem still. So yeah, we need to invest that more to make it better theming, better nature. So the music will be fixed. I used to have the key for this one. They changed the lock, sorry. But actually we can do the story here as well because it's not that big inside. But I'm very glad to show you we have the clearest water on the rapid ever. This is all enclosed system, not like the Piranha and the Efteling or something like this. And this is all this is all treated water. And these pipes are very useful because we're gonna run this water through the Donderstenen fountains and the play fountains behind. So we have two big circulation pumps here in the park, one below the Sungai, which filters all this massive amount of water for this section of the park and the Jungle River. And we have one at the Lakvloem, and that's only for the Lakvloem as well. But as you can see, it's very clear water and we are very glad with that. So we always clean every ride in the winter, which is well, you do because you work here. You still work. He has to clean that. Yeah. I know. It's very hard work, but we are very glad that the system is so clear as well. Normally I can show you the pumps, but sorry, I don't have the key right now, so you have to come back maybe one more time. We're gonna walk backstage now to the areas where we actually do a lot of maintenance for all the other parks we did there as well. So we're gonna walk that section. So I have the key for the Sungai as well. So if you want to show, but let's walk. Let's do this tour first. So this is actually from the merry-go-round. As you can see, it's a very old ride. They all renovated right now here. You see some finished products that will be installed very soon. This is actually the place where we are very lucky to have it here, because the backstage there is one of the areas we can't. I have to say it correctly. If we're gonna build it again, we never get the license to build it again anymore, because we're now in a part of the Netherlands which has very tight laws on nature, etc. Een Natura 2000 gebied voor de Nederlanders. For the Dutch people, they know, okay. So we are now in an area in the Netherlands where we are very proud of, the Sallandse Heuvelrug. But if we want to build a theme park nowadays, we can never build it here anymore. So this is a very restricted place for everything, including our own paint cabins. So we can't remove it. We're not going to remove it anytime soon, because we never can get a license to build it again due to all the gases that come out of the paint section over there. So we have one here, and we are very glad with it. So we do all the maintenance of all the things in the park. One of the things that's now, I think, inside are gates. The gates where they say, too much colors, we have to get rid of them. We have some products there, and last week we started with the renovation projects of the Sungai Kalimantan statues. In Dutch, the tempelwachters. And we're going to renovate them to form a glory. We're going to do it all in-house. This is a test one. So we really say, okay, we like this pattern, or how can we make the pattern, and this is what we're going to use on the statues that's next to the office actually of my office there. And they were very old, they were very broken, and we're going to renovate them in the upcoming weeks. Depends on weather, because we only can do it if it's dry. So that's why it's not finished yet. A very wet season last year, and a very wet start of the season here. Which is also very, well, not funny to say, but very difficult for us, is the weather conditions, the climate change, because we are a very dry part of the country, very sandy underground here in the Netherlands, in this part of the Netherlands. So fireworks is always a hazard, a safety hazard, which unfortunately we cannot do that anymore in the summer. So that's why we removed the fireworks shows for this year. And we're going to end the summer nights till 8 o'clock. And that's only due to the drought in this section of the Netherlands. And of course, we don't want to burn down the whole city here. So that's why we don't do that anymore. So we're working on a new project over there, which is going to be, I think, very fantastic. And we hope we can move on forward there. But that's all for the summer. We can do it still. Well, yesterday we did it, and we're going to do it in the Halloween period because that's a weather part of the season. So. That's all. They're very difficult always, but this is very fun to see. I didn't know that they had it here right now. Which now we're going to walk through the slide park, and the slide park is very popular in the summer. It's closed, of course, now due to the weather. We're going to open it 18th of May, I think, if the weather is 20 degrees or more. The slide park is very successful in the summer period, but right now it's not looking very great because we still have to clean it from the winter. But we're going to walk up the towers. The biggest tower is 18 meters. And there, if you want, you can also stay below. I will stay below. And then it's actually the highest point of the park, because we are laid down on a section of the park which is the mountain. You can actually have a beautiful view of the surroundings here. So it's also the max we can build in this park. So 18 meters is the highest. So now I have a very secret for you. Our dive show is only 18 meters, not 25. Communicated 25, but okay, wait, maybe when the flag's on it, you know. But no, it's 18 meters. That's the highest we can build in the park. So sorry, no B&M mega coasters here, but maybe something else very fun. So we're gonna walk through the slide park. I think it's not very handy with your child.
Nee, not like
and don't slide down the slides yet, because they're not too approved. This is actually the former set of the Excalibur show. Actually very funny, we cannot walk inside due to safety hazards, but there's still buttons for Dragon Comes Out and the bridge and fire, water bomb. They're still here. I'm not very proud of this one, but it's on our list to do something with it, and that's the only thing I can say right now. But one of the things we already did is improving the quality of the water park, because it's now 12 years old already, which is in theme park, how do you say it, in theme park legacy. It's always the time that you have to think about, okay, it's 12 years old now, it needs a big revamp, because now the costs are more than it really should be. So one of the projects we did is actually change already the gates here at the side. This is all renewed like this winter. It used to be all this one, which I really don't like, and now we all replaced it by a new one. I don't know if you know how much that will cost, so that's very expensive. But we're gonna do that everywhere, only not this season.
Ik denk dat we ook wat zo
Nee, ook niet. Nee, dat is niet goedgekeurd.
Het trekt naar Nederland ook niet echt. Ga van buiten.
Welcome in the Discovery Club, oftewel Chateau Cristal, used to be.
Zo.
Goed zo, dankjewel. Moet je de gastvrij vriendencursus nog wel even
Bijspijkeren.
Discovery Club. Ja, dit is natuurlijk. Oh, sorry, English. This is. I think a pity that we don't use this space anymore, which we have some plans for it. We're gonna bring it back to former glory, because I think this is only used now for Halloween, and I don't like that at all. So actually, there's already a party who rented this out, so we're gonna remove everything you see, and we're gonna make it pretty again. And it's actually kind of a museum, because anybody knows this one, where it come from?
Casa Magnetica.
Yeah. Casa Magnetica, which was the tilted house we had in the park. This one was actually from the stunt show.
Excalibur.
Excalibur, indeed. And that one there behind was one of the former pre-shows of this ride. And we're gonna use it now as a witch's school for Halloween. And I think, well, once again, I don't like that. I like the witch's school idea, but I don't like the fact we don't use this anymore of the rest of the season. Which I have some plans for it, and I think it's also very, well, we can maybe use the older former entrance of the ride, because the backside of the ride is not very nice, I think. So we have to improve that as well. So there are some plans. I'm not going to share it right now, but stay tuned for that. So this is actually very cool. Here behind me is right now, it's the defunct pre-show places. You can walk through it if you like, but please watch out because we also use it as storage for Halloween. So there is some dead bodies there. It's not the old internships, but it's our stagiaires. No, but it's all fake. But you can walk through it if you like and come back here. And then you can see the former pre-shows of the ride. And I hope to share some more information very soon about that one. But if you would like to have a look in it, it's very dark, so use your flashlight, very tight. But oh, een lange soldaat.
Dat wordt de hoofd. En dat levert punten op. Het willen van uw zitplaats vindt...
Which was renovated for this year, very lightly renovated, just to test the revenue and to test if we can move forward for the next upcoming years. It's actually proven already very successful, so I'm very glad with that. It's called here Dutch the Speelstraat, which also has a new game in it, and just to test the waters, as we should say in English. So een beetje het water testen of het werkt. But people like it, people enjoy it, still an arcade. So this was an old arcade and we have renovated it now very lightly for this year, but we are very proud of it. And this is a section of the park. Well, actually it's very fun. As you mentioned it, the dog ride is below. It's all on the ground, and that's due to the fact of the levitation of the park. So there is it higher and walks down. And actually what they did when they built this ride, they leveled out the park. So to build a dog ride there, it was actually very efficient to do, to build it underground. So half of the dog ride is underneath the house and all pre-shows, and one is underneath the fountains here, or the play area. So actually underneath Rioolrad there's also a whole section I can't show you there with this big group. Also the ride is in motion at this moment. But the corner with the subway effect is actually below this square, and we have also there the storage of very old signs of Hellendoorn. Once again, I cannot show you it right now, but I'm trying to get all those signs out for our 90th birthday. So maybe we can do kind of a museum, but it's actually for the old fans of Hellendoorn. Really like to see the old signs, the old name of that house, the Rioolrad, the old signs. We all have it still in store. So I'm trying. I cannot promise you, of course, but I'm trying to get it back in the upcoming 2 years for a little museum in the park. So I have the key again from the Sungai. I'm just gonna walk there. Don't follow me yet.
Voor je haar.
Ja, ze mogen filmen.
It has like 14 or 16 different zones where we can build rides. It's very difficult. This is actually a former house. This is actually one of the zones. You can see it because that's where the water reservoir is from Sungai Kalimantan, which I know a lot of fans say it's not very pretty. Okay, I can understand it, but it's very useful to have it here. We need it, of course, due to water levels, and the water level is actually rising when the ride is empty. But you can see it on the sides. It's actually almost over here, so it's very cool to see. Every morning the ride fills up in like 2-3 minutes, which is very slow or very fast. To have all the water out, it takes like 10 or 15 minutes. So we cannot walk in a ride when it's off and when it's emptying. So every morning we do a dry check of the ride, and you get a little spray there. But actually the Sungai is a very popular ride in the park. Of course, the water ride in every theme park is very popular. And we are doing a little bit TLC on the project. As I mentioned, you saw it earlier today in the tour. This is what we are now renovating. We stopped it due to the weather, but we're gonna renovate it when it's better weather. So now we can do it, but of course the staff is not here anymore. So here you can see actually the level of the ride, and it's very fun. That's this is my office. So when the ride is turning on, and we have lowered the music levels a little bit because I was annoyed of this tune. Well, and I found it very funny, I see confetti everywhere from there. So it's like, I will get an email and a complaint from the operational manager, and they should. So this is actually the end of the backstage tour. If you have any questions, please do or enjoy the park. I will go to Rotterdam now. If you have any questions, shoot.
Ik neem aan dat we via die trap de attractie in hadden kunnen.
Do you want to ride this one? Yeah, you can walk here. That's no problem. So thank you so much for being here today, and always welcome. Send us an email. And I hope to see you soon. If you're going to build a next ride in the upcoming years, maybe come back. And thank you.
Thank you so much.
Now in German, we're going to do it.
I